So I want to kind of break down some schemes for you and some blitz packages so you can kind of understand the versatility and the dynamics of the 4-2-5 defense. Is that, see, we got something we call Reaper Blitz Strong, okay? What I love about the 4-2-5 is that you can really hide those blitzes really well. Now, you know, the 4-4 defense, we coming at you. We coming for you. Now, we versatile, but you know that we're sending 6 to 8 at any given time. Well, with the, you know, really with the 4-2-5, we may only send 4. We may send 5. We may send 6. We may send 8. You don't know. You don't know where they coming from either, right? So what I love about this defense is, as an offensive-minded guy myself, I love to have a field day in this defense, because kids who typically are trying to block, unless they are masters of blocking, like how I teach my guys how to block, right? And I tell you guys how to teach your kids how to block. Most youth football teams blocking is average at best, right? And a lot of them are taught to block the man in front of you, or block the man on your inside gap, or whatever, right? Well, with this defense, you can tell a kid that, and we may disguise a blitz. We may start manipulating the eyes of the offensive line, right? And before you know it, you got a kid coming at the quarterback or the running back full speed, untouched. And that's what you want. You want your defensive end to flex in, or you want kids to loop in, or you want your middle linebackers to sail like they're blitzing the inside and bail out, right? It creates confusion. It creates a lot of problems. You know, like, let's talk about this. So we got the Reaper Blitz Strong play right here, right? And I love this defense or this setup because let's say you're going against a team that, you know, they like to just throw it off to the halfback, right? Well, one thing we like to do is we'll bluff. We'll bluff like we're blitzing, and we'll have our middle linebackers playing the seams. We'll have our rover playing the hooks and curls, looking into the flats right here. Then we still got cover 3 right here. And now one thing I teach my cornerbacks guys to do when we're playing cover 3, we don't want them to just blindly go back and play cover 3 zone, right? We want them to be smart. We want them to have eyes. We want them to analyze that wide receiver. You know, one thing we teach is if that wide receiver got hands up, he got hands up like he's trying to run block you, it's 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a run. If his hands are down, right, we're teaching our guys to, okay, now let's go back, let's play our zone, let's play our part of the field, right, our third of the field. And so that's what we do. So what we try to do is when these you do these halfback screens and things of that nature, he can get the ball, but we want these guys to attack and flow, right? Attack and flow. And that's how we keep everything underneath with different looks. And while that's going on this side, guess what? We may have a backside blitz here, okay? To where if this guy not open and that quarterback turn around to try to make a play, his clock is going to get cleaned. And we see it all the time. And I look for that hit, pop, right? We look for it. And so we got the same concept here, guys, even on the other side. Same concept, we just flip it. And that's the beauty, too, that's a little different than the 4-4 Reaper. Usually with the 4-4 Reaper defense, whatever kind of blitz we do on the strong side is typically what we do on the weak side. In other words, you got mirrored action, okay? You got mirrored action going on. Well, with the 4-2-5 Ring of Fire defense, you can really be diverse. It's not mirrored, okay? What may go on the weak side may not go on the strong side, and vice versa, all right? And again, it makes things hella difficult for the offense that you're going against because they don't know what the hell's going on. Usually those kids just don't know because they haven't been taught it, right? One of my other favorite ones is the Reaper Blitz. All right, the Reaper Blitz Wildfire. And again, with this one, we're sending 6 guys. We're sending 6 guys, a completely different look, right? We're sending both of our outside linebackers. And if you look at it, it kind of looks like a 6-2 defense, right? You send in 6 guys, and then our middle linebackers, they're going to bail out and play the hooks and curls just to make sure nobody gets burned out here. And we still got cover 3 going on. All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. So I'm going to pause right here. It's 6:36. And if you guys got any questions, feel free to drop them now. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to open it up for any questions you guys may have right now as it relates to what I'm going over or anything. Y'all know me. I'm here to answer any questions you guys may have. I'm going to give you time to put your question. Now, with my Instagram folks, we're about to cut off the live on this side. If you see at the bottom, I pinned the link to the YouTube channel, okay? So if you got a question related to this defense, I encourage you to copy this link, move on over, and jump on the show on YouTube, and I'll be there to answer your questions. All right, guys, I'm going to end the live on Instagram now. See you guys on the other side. All right. Great question, Coach Lee. Do you travel with your nickel when motion? I don't. Like we stay where we are, but we just stick to whatever our scheme is, right? So let me go to another play real quick to kind of break down what I'm talking about. Let's say they're running like a 3-by-1, coach. Let's say they're running like a 3-by-1, and we're gonna go down here a little bit. Yeah, let's go into the sky look. This is a perfect one. So let's say they got some kind of 3-by-1 going on offense, and one of their guys are going into motion here on the weak side. That's fine. That's fine. Y'all do what y'all gonna do, because we got our rules in place, because we don't want to get manipulated or deceived or ISO'd in any kind of way, right? So like we'll go, if I see that kind of stuff, coach, what I'll do is I'm talking to my middle linebacker and my free safety, and I'm going to say, Sky, this is my call right here, Sky. And so they know when I call Sky, they know their assignment, right? We'll have the rover and the star. They're going to play the flats, okay? We still got cover 3 over here on the backside. And now we got our middle linebackers, guys. They're playing the seams, okay? They're playing the seams. And one of the things that I teach my guys to do is look out for these pop passes. Look out for these little quick go routes. Look out for these slants, right? We're playing zone. And like if we go into the sky look, as you guys can see, we only send in 4 guys. We only send in 4 guys because usually we're going to go into this look, or if they're doing kind of they're doing different kind of motions and things of that nature. If they're like me, they're doing a lot of window dressing. So our job is to stay disciplined with what our assignment is. So we may go sky, and let's say they still try to run or do some kind of bubble screen or something. Everything's still underneath, right? We're not getting sucked into, these one-on-one matchups where we get hurt with angles and in these, nasty routes that teams like to run. That's a great question, Coach. All right, Coach Nick says, any suggestions on going from coaching middle to high school? Yeah, man. My best advice, Coach, is build relationships with the high school coach. Number one, like if it's a school you already know you want to coach at, build relationships with that coach, build relationships with other high school coaches all around the place, right? Going to coaches clinics is great. The teams that you play, like build relationships with those guys. It's all about relationships at that level. And also be willing to volunteer at the high school level, right? I know like with a lot of middle school guys, they actually work on the high school, the varsity team as well, as a positional coach. So if you're able to do that, do both and got the time and availability, do that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's all about relationships. Build as many relationships with other coaches, high school coaches. If that's what you want to do it. Like, take me, for example. Right now, I'm not planning on coaching anytime soon, other than what I'm doing with you guys, right? Um, I love coaching coaches. That's my passion now. I mean, me and Miss Beast just talked about it. If I accepted a coaching job at this point, it'll probably be a high end high school coaching job or a college job. I got college coaches who follow me and all of that. And I mean, I was actually offered to coach on a college staff up in Indiana last year, and I declined it. So if I got back into coaching, it'll probably be, like I said, private high school, 7A or 6A high school, or college, whether it's community college or D1, D2, D3. That's what I would do. Coach Jackson said, "Hell yeah, coach. I'm digging this the most." Man, I'm glad y'all liking this, man. I just want to make sure that you guys are understanding and grasping everything that we are going over, because I want to let you guys know kind of the levels, man, that y'all can play at. Y'all don't have to be stuck in doing one thing, right? Yeah, we want to control the trenches, but we don't want to give up the big play either, right? We want to be adaptable, and we want to be flexible, and we want to be able to really dominate the game on both sides, right? So that's what it's all about. And we're about to get started again. And if you guys got any more questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments, because once it hits 7:00, that's it. Okay. If you guys, again, we are about to, in the OT coaches community, we about to really get in depth, right, with this kind of stuff. So if you want more of this and you like more of this, you want to join the OT elite coaches community. All right, guys. Vincent says, "You are a wealth of knowledge and willing to share." Man, I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Like, I'm going to tell you guys why I'm so open to sharing everything I know, because I share this all the time. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have nobody helping me at all. I had to learn the hard way, not just even as a coach, but in my life, my professional life. Like, I had to learn everything that I know in my life, like, by myself. So you know how people tell you, you need a mentor, you need to get a mentor, right? I'm not saying mentors are bad. I'm just saying I didn't have a mentor. And the guys that I did consider a mentor, they were shitty mentors. They tried to use me in some kind of capacity, right? So me personally, I'm an open book. I have nothing, what I'm saying, that want to, like, I don't want to hold nothing back if it's going to help you. I want to add as much value to you guys as possible, because I know how it feels not to know something, and you go through hell for a year or two, and it's just because nobody guided you and they could have said something, right? No, I'm not going to do that to y'all. Like, I'm going to share whatever I know to you guys so you can be successful. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Coach Nick says, the middle school I coached at last year, it's a feeder school for the high school. So the best part is working with the same kids. Yeah, man. Honestly, Coach, that's even better, because you know the system, you know what the high school want. I would talk to the head coach and see if you can volunteer as a positional coach. Even if they just want you to be an analyst, right? Go ahead and get your foot in the door that way. And you give it a year or two, you will move on up. Or guess what? You're able to add that to your resume. You're able to build relationships, and then you're able to apply for other coaching jobs, at other schools. And that's how you do it. And I'm going to give you guys a piece of advice that a seasoned coach gave me a few years back. Okay. He said, look out for these schools that got a losing culture. You don't want to get stuck in these schools, because they're like a black hole. They will suck your career up, and you will be worth nothing. Like, they will tear your career up and tear your reputation up before it gets started. Like, look for schools that may be in rural areas. You may want to go to a school that's maybe the middle of the road type of school. They may not be championship caliber, but they're not like straight trash. Look for a school where your reputation doesn't get damaged, because one of my closest friends is a high school football coach. And this guy, smart guy, great guy, all of that. And he took a head coaching job at a school that's straight garbage, okay, and been garbage for 20 plus years. And it almost ruined his not only coaching career, but his teaching career, because the whole school administration on down was trash. So he was able to leave that place, go to a private school. I think he's a positional coach at that school, but guess what? They made it to the state championship. I think they won it. I have to double check, but I know they made it to the state championship at the other school. So don't be careful where you work. That's all I'm going to say. Be careful where you work, because you don't want to ruin your career before it gets started. All right.